At some point in my life, I struggled with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as the most minimalistic form of OCD. I struggled with a bit of depression too, anxiety. Guys, now talking about triggers, what are some mental health triggers in this part of this world? Being a youth in Nigeria is a mental health trigger. It is so hard with what the youth of Nigeria at this point face, financial struggles. Hi my loves, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my beautiful face, my name is Cheta and I create amazing, yummy, juicy content in Abuja, Nigeria. If you're just stopping by for the first time, you are welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, my peeps, thank you guys so much for your love and support. I really appreciate you guys. I do not take you guys for granted. I see all the new subscribers. You guys are definitely welcome to the fam. Please, if you're here to subscribe, please click the subscribe button down below and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Okay, so before I get into the activities of today, guys, so I am intending to film a Q&A. I have filmed a Q&A before. I'll add it up in the cards above, outdated Q&A, but now that I have more family members, I want to film an updated Q&A. So guys, drop all your questions down below. Ask me anything you want to know about me, any question you want, just put it down below and I will do well to do a Q&A video coming right up. Okay, and yeah guys, without rambling, let's get right into the activities of today. So guys, this video, as you guys have already seen from the title, we'll be talking about mental health, my mental health struggles, what mental health really means. And I'm doing this because I recently had a youth meeting where we talked about mental health and things like that, and also in the light of May being Mental Health Awareness Month, because the thing is, I've always wanted to film this video but I've not had the time, but because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, I am going to make this video today. So guys, today we'll be talking about everything mental health. And disclaimer, I am not a professional. I probably do not know what I am saying. I'm just sharing my own 2 cents below with regards to anything mental health. Okay, so if you're interested to find out all I have to say, please sit back, relax and enjoy this video. Again, do not forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and like this video if you enjoyed it. Okay, and here guys, let's get into it. So guys, the thing is, how this video will play is because I did a number of research, guys, so I'm not talking off of my head. I did a number of research and I'll be sharing the things I know as well as the research that I did. Okay, so that nobody will think I know what I'm saying or I know everything I'm saying. I made some research. So first things first, what is mental illness? A lot of us, let us find out what mental illness is. So it says mental illness is a wide range of conditions that affect your mood, your thinking and your behavior, right? So to show you guys that mental health illness is not necessarily someone that is crazy, it's not that intense. A lot of people, when they hear mental health, the first thing that jumps into their head is, this person don't crazy. No, mental illness has to do with anything that affects your mood, your behavior, the way you think. It affects basically who you are internally, mentally. That is what mental health is. Like I just said, what is not mental health? Mental health is not people that are crazy. So if you know you're of that school of thought where whenever you hear mental health, you just think, this one, she don't dey crazy. You are very wrong. That is not what mental health is, guys. Now, the next question here I'll ask myself is, do I struggle with mental health illness? Yes, I do. I know a lot of you will be like, how are you crazy? You know, that's not what it is. Let me just give you guys a fun fact to bust your bubble. So it says here that more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with mental illness or disorder at some point in their lifetime, guys. So what of the undiagnosed ones? So you cannot imagine if 50% are diagnosed, the undiagnosed ones don't come. So most of us in this world, we have mental illness that we struggle with at a point in our lives, at a situation in our life. So if you have that mentality that, oh, mental health is when you're going crazy. You are wrong. Okay, get it out of your mind right now. In fact, I'm sure even you that is watching this video is possibly struggling with one mental health illness or the other that you don't even know about. So you might just fall within the undiagnosed category or some diagnosed category. So guys, be aware that mental health illness is something that majority of humans are struggling with. Okay, some of the common types of mental illness or mental disorders are, I'll read from my notes below. So we have depression, clinical depression or undiagnosed depression. We have anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, dementia, attention deficit / hyperactivity disorder, schizophrenia, obsessive compulsive disorder, autism, post-traumatic stress disorder, and a number of them. Now please guys, go do your own research to know further or to have a better understanding of each and every of these disorders. But right into it, which do I struggle with? I would say in my lifetime up until this very minute, I know at some point in my life I struggled with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as in my early years I struggled with obsessive compulsive disorder. Not to an extreme level, but a little bit of it. I would say I really struggled with the most minimalistic form of OCD, as well as I struggled with a bit of depression too, anxiety. Guys, like, I just don't want to get into it in depth, but I know I have at a point in my life, and I'll just as we're talking about it now, get into them in bits here and there so that this video is not too long. But now, talking about triggers, what are some mental health triggers in this part of this world? Guys, Nigeria is a mental health trigger, whether we like it or not. Like, Nigeria is a trigger. Like, it's coming off as a joke, but it is just what it is. Or let me put it as, being a youth in Nigeria is a mental health trigger. It is so hard with what the youths of Nigeria at this point face, financial struggles, a lot of things basically. I have a few of these things on my list. So insecurity in Nigeria can be a major trigger. This one chance thing, I've already shared my story with this whole one chance thing and what I went through after being a victim of it. So guys, go and watch it. I'll link it above. So this one chance insecurity, all of these things, the fact that you're not secure in a nation that you call yours, it is a major trigger basically. Lack of job, another problem with being in Nigeria. Jobs are not as much, people have bills to pay. That is another major trigger of mental health. When you're struggling with your bills, you don't have a job, a lot is going through your head. That is another major trigger. The death of a loved one. So I have lost my mom, and I can firsthand tell you that the death of a loved one, someone you love so much, can be a major trigger for mental health. Like, it can really trigger you. Being broke, poor, not being able to pay your bills, keeping debt here and there, another major trigger of mental health in this part of the world. Experiencing discrimination, stigma, which can come off as a result of comparison, like beauty standards in this part of this world. You feel like, oh, if you're not a certain kind of body shape, you're not the best, and people just look at you and say, see this one, she's fat, see this one, she's skinny, see this one, she no get nyash, she no get this, she no get that. So all those forms of discrimination can be a major trigger to mental health. So if you're part of those that do all those things, better stop it, because you don't know what you might be doing to someone out there. Also, the feeling of nothing is working for you, maybe career-wise, your mates are getting married, you're not getting married, your mates are having good jobs, you're not getting good jobs, you're not able to pay your bills, things are not working as should, can be another major trigger of mental health. Yes, or rather mental illness. Another thing is stress. So it can be long-term stress from work, your personal life. That's another major trigger. I, for one, I know how, if I have a lot of work to do, it can deprive me of sleep. So I know that that's another major trigger. When you have a lot of stress or a lot of things planned out to do, limited time, you're thinking, over processing in your head, that can be another major trigger actually. So guys, those are the major things that I'll call mental health triggers. Now the next thing I'll talk about is signs that you're having mental health illness. And the first one is extreme feeling of sadness. When you're always feeling sad, when you're always feeling bad, when you're always feeling downcasted, when you're always feeling like I'm the only one going through it all. That's not a good thing. You need to probably check yourself out. When you're always having anxiety and panic attacks, like I told you guys from my story, when I experienced the one chance thing in Nigeria, I had series of panic attacks and anxiety, and I still struggle from PTSD till this very moment. So yes, that could be another major sign that you're struggling from mental health illness. When you're always confused, you're unable to concentrate. That's another major sign. You feel like you're always confused, you're unable to concentrate, your mind is always wandering away. That's another major sign, and you probably need to see a specialist. When you withdraw from your friends and activities, when you're just pulling yourself away from the reality of life, that could be another major mental health sign that you probably need to look out for. So if you have friends that are detaching themselves from you or from people or from activities, you probably need to check up on them to make sure that they are doing great. Another sign is significant tiredness, low energy, and problem sleeping, insomnia. That could be another sign that you are struggling with some sort of mental health illness, or could just be, it could or could not be, but I'm just saying that these are signs. I'm not saying that if you are struggling with insomnia, that automatically means you have mental health issues. No, but it's a sign that you probably are struggling with something that you don't even know about. So if you're struggling with sleep, you probably need to see someone, talk to someone to just make sure that you are in check. Another thing, people that are extremely paranoid, hallucinating, delusional, you just get angry over the slightest of things, and that has not been the way maybe person A now. Over the littlest of things, they get extremely overboard angry, which is not usually how they were before. So if you are in that category, I think you probably need to see a specialist, because there might be something wrong somewhere that you need to attend to. Okay, if you are struggling with eating, maybe you are you all of a sudden became a binge eater, excessive consumption of alcohol or things, junk food, things like that, that could be a sign that you are struggling with some sort of mental health illness. And finally, suicidal thoughts. If you're having thoughts of, oh, I want to end this, or this life is not good for me, I don't think I'm in the perfect world, blah, 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 you need to see someone. And also you need to pray about it, basically. So after highlighting these signs and the triggers, I'll also talk about ways that I think that can really help you. See, one of the major things that can help you is being optimistic. I know it's very hard to say, oh, I want to be optimistic because of how things are, but I'll just advise you, be optimistic. Always have that mindset of there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. You might be struggling today, doesn't mean you'll keep struggling forever. So have that mindset of things will get better. Optimism, carry it around everywhere you go. Another thing is to talk to someone, talk to friends, talk to family, talk to someone about your struggles, seek professional help if need be. Go find someone to really talk to, like a proper therapist to talk to, or talk to God. Pray, communicate with God. Tell him how you feel, tell him this is not what you want, tell him you want to help you feel better, and there is nothing God cannot do, honestly. Take care of you, take care of yourself. Don't neglect yourself and be working, and at the end of the day, you're spending your money on family, friends. Take yourself out on a date, give yourself a treat, pamper yourself sometimes. That hard work that you are doing to earn money, sometimes just try and spend it on you. Be selfish to you. Don't just always think about every other person, because I know I can be like that, thinking about every other person but you. Prioritize yourself sometimes. Take yourself out, treat yourself nicely. Treat yourself nicely to a plate of food, as minimal as a plate of food, guys. Do nice things for you, okay? And finally, be the light in this dark world. Be nice to people out there. See, just be friendly to people out there. Don't be so rude. I know Nigerians can come off rude, especially because of how Nigeria is really hard these days. People can come off really rude and arrogant and very ill-treating. But be the light in this dark world. Be nice to people out there. Be friendly to people out there. Show love and care to people out there. I think that's just what I'll wrap this up with. There is nothing that cannot be handled. So if you feel like you are like me that struggled with mental health or still struggle with some form of mental health illness or the other, you can always make it out if you want to. It's just your mindset, okay? And with this, I'll just wrap up this entire topic. I hope I was able to enlighten us on a thing or two about mental health. And again, in the light of the month of mental health awareness, I'm just doing this. So I hope I was able to shed a light with one person or the other and teach you a thing or two, or just refreshing our brain on things that we already know. Do not forget to drop your question and answers in the comment section below for me to film a Q&A if you have any questions for me, especially to the new subscribers or any of my existing subscribers. With this, I think I will just call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment below and share your own struggles with mental health illness and how we can make this society better for all of us. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.